Your garage is about to cost you $300 for nothing. Right now you're standing in the automotive aisle staring at a shiny bottle of rust remover priced at $25, and you're about to hand over your money for something that costs $2 at literally any grocery store in America. This video exposes exactly how the rust remover industry has been quietly picking your pocket for decades. And by the time you reach the final number on this list, you'll understand why your bumper, your brake lines, and your undercarriage have been rotting away faster than they should because you trusted the wrong bottle. Stick around, because the last item on this countdown is the one mistake that turns a $200 repair into a $4,000 nightmare. And if you leave before you hear it, you're gambling with your car's entire frame. Number 10, the $25 spray bottle sitting on the shelf at your local auto parts store. You grab it because the label screams professional strength and shows a rusty bolt turning silver in seconds. Here's your betrayal. That bottle is mostly water with a small dose of phosphoric acid, the exact same compound found in cola, and Consumer Reports has flagged multiple of these sprays for leaving a gray film that looks clean but actually seals rust underneath instead of removing it. Owners on forums report the rust creeping back within 8 weeks, meaning you paid $25 to hide a problem that just kept eating your metal in silence. That spray isn't a fix, it's a countdown clock on your own car. Number 9, the Jill rust removers marketing themselves as thick and clingy for vertical surfaces. You think thicker means stronger, and that's exactly the trap they want you falling into. The thickening agents that make the gel stick to your fender also block the acid from actually reaching the iron oxide underneath. So you're paying a premium for a product engineered to work slower. Real-world testers have documented gel removers taking 3 times longer than a thin liquid solution to strip the same rust patch, which means your car sits exposed to moisture and road salt while you wait on a product that's working against itself. You didn't buy a rust remover. You bought a delay tactic wrapped in marketing. Number 8, naval jelly, the classic name that makes you feel like you're using something military grade and trustworthy. Your grandfather probably used it, and that nostalgia is exactly why you still reach for it without asking what's inside. It's phosphoric acid again, dressed up with a patriotic-sounding name, and it leaves behind a phosphate coating that needs to be neutralized and primed immediately, or it starts reacting all over again. Skip that neutralizing step, which almost nobody does correctly, and you've just locked moisture into your metal, guaranteeing the rust returns angrier than before. That trusted old bottle in your garage has been setting you up for round 2 of the same nightmare. Number 7. Rust converter paints that promise to turn rust into a stable black coating you can paint straight over. You love this option because it skips the scrubbing, but skipping the scrubbing is exactly your costly mistake. These converters only work on light surface rust, and NHTSA complaint records tied to underbody corrosion failures show that converters applied over deep-pitted rust simply trap the active corrosion underneath a hard shell, hiding a structural problem instead of solving it. Months later, your rocker panels or frame rails look fine on the outside while rotting from within, and by the time you notice, you're looking at a repair bill north of $800 instead of the $40 it would have cost to do it right the first time. That paint isn't protection, it's a mask on a ticking time bomb. Number 6, the $12 wire wheel attachment you bought thinking elbow grease and steel bristles would solve everything. You spend an entire Saturday afternoon grinding away at a fender, and it feels productive because you're seeing sparks and shavings fly. Here's your regret. Wire brushing only strips the top visible layer, while rust forms in deeper layers underneath that your brush can never physically reach. So the reaction driving the corrosion never actually stops. Mechanics who've stripped hundreds of panels this way report the same rust reappearing within weeks in the exact same spot, meaning your entire day of labor bought you nothing but sore arms and a false sense of security. Manual scrubbing doesn't win this fight. It just delays the inevitable while you feel like you're winning. Number 5. Sandblasting services that shops charge you $200 to $400 to perform on a single panel. It sounds thorough because it's loud, aggressive, and clearly removing material, but that aggression is your financial disaster waiting to happen. Sandblasting strips rust and thins your metal at the same time, and on older panels already weakened by corrosion, that thinning can leave your steel dangerously close to punching straight through. Body shops have quietly reported panels failing inspection after aggressive blasting jobs left metal too thin to hold paint or filler properly, turning your rust removal appointment into a full panel replacement conversation. You walked in paying to save your car and walked out needing a new part entirely. Number 4. The chemical dip services some restoration shops advertise for full frame treatments running $600 or more. These sound like the gold standard because they promise total submersion and complete coverage. And in fairness, the concept is sound. But the price tag is where you're being robbed. The active chemistry inside these industrial dip tanks is frequently nothing more exotic than concentrated citric or oxalic acid diluted in massive water tanks. The same commodity ingredients available to you for pocket change. You're paying $600 in labor and tank rental for a process you could replicate in a plastic tub in your own garage for under $5 total. That $600 invoice is a convenience fee dressed up as chemistry. Number 3. The myth that stronger acid always means faster, better results. You assume hydrochloric or sulfuric-based products must outperform anything mild because they react violently on contact. And that assumption is your trap. Strong mineral acids dissolve rust quickly, yes, but they attack your intact healthy metal at nearly the same rate, leaving behind a hyper-reactive surface that begins rusting again almost immediately unless neutralized within minutes. Owners who've used harsh acid strippers on classic car restorations report their bare metal flash rusting overnight, forcing them to repeat the entire expensive process. Aggressive acid isn't a shortcut, it's a second bill waiting to introduce itself. Number 2. Ignoring the 30-minute window after any rust removal, chemical or otherwise. You finally get your metal down to clean bare steel and you walk away satisfied, thinking the hard part is over. But that satisfaction is exactly your undoing. Bare iron with its protective oxide layer stripped away is the most reactive state that metal will ever be in. And in humid conditions, visible orange spotting can begin in under an hour if you leave it exposed. Skip the immediate primer or oil application, and you've essentially reset your rust problem back to day one. Except now you've also burned your time and your product for nothing. That 30-minute window is the difference between a permanent fix and a repeat costly mistake. Number 1. Believing you ever needed an expensive bottle in the first place. The $2 answer sitting quietly in your grocery store's baking aisle is plain citric acid powder, the same compound used in food preservation. And when mixed as a fully saturated solution with warm water, it chelates iron oxide directly off cast iron, automotive steel, and old tools without attacking the healthy metal underneath. A 30-minute soak clears light surface rust, while a full 12 to 24-hour submersion strips even severe deep corrosion down to clean bare metal, rinsing away completely instead of leaving behind the gray residue those $25 sprays trap on your surface. Dry it immediately, apply primer or oil within 30 minutes, and you've replicated a professional restoration result for less than the cost of a coffee. Every bottle you bought before this video was a decision made without this information. You now know exactly why the rust remover industry has been charging you 30 times more for chemistry that costs pennies, and your car has been paying the price every single time you chose the wrong bottle over the right knowledge. Grab citric acid powder next time you're at the store, follow this protocol exactly, and stop feeding an industry built on your ignorance. If this saved you money today, hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from.